Welcome back. While world leaders gather in New York for the 70th United Nations General Assembly, this weekend Central Park will play host to a music festival with a noble ambition. The Global Citizen Festival aims to end extreme poverty by 2030, and some of music's biggest stars are lending their support and fan base. Beyonce, Ed Sheeran, Coldplay and Pearl Jam are headlining Saturday's event, and the only way to get tickets is to earn them by taking action. Behind the festival is the Global Poverty Project co-founder by Australian Hugh Evans. He joins us now from our New York studio. Hugh, great to have you with us. This is arguably the best festival on the planet, the biggest lineup of stars. You're a guy from Melbourne. Just explain to us, how do you get the likes of Beyonce, Hugh Jackman, Coldplay and Bono on your side?
Well, this has been a lifelong passion for me, Lynda. Ever since I was 14 years old, I've been passionate about seeing an end to extreme poverty within our lifetime. So when this historic year of 2015 came around, Chris Martin from Coldplay reached out and he said that he wanted to help really not just this year, but actually build a lasting movement for the next 15 years. So amazingly, Chris signed on as our festival curator for the next 15 years, and he called Beyonce himself, and he also called Ed Sheeran. Pearl Jam had already signed on to be a headliner, and amazingly, they all agreed to perform for free this weekend in support of the movement to end extreme poverty within our lifetime.
It's incredible. It's a good little black book you've got there now. Now, the festival is in its fourth year. It continues to get bigger and bigger. The aim, of course, is to end extreme poverty. Let's just take a quick listen to what comedian Stephen Colbert has to say about it.
2015 is a crucial year for ending poverty everywhere because this September, world leaders are gathering at the UN to announce their global goals for the next 15 years. Spoiler alert, if everything goes according to plan, in 15 years, the nation of Greece will still exist. It's a long shot.
We can, of course, laugh about it, but it is an enormous task. So how does an Australian and a bunch of celebrities end extreme poverty in such a short space of time? What will it take?
Well, ultimately, I believe extreme poverty will be ended by those people who are themselves living in extreme poverty, but they need the right enabling environment to do so. And we think that that enabling environment is all about making sure girls have access to quality education for a full 12 years of school, also about access to vaccines and immunizations so that children don't die before the age of 5 years old, basic water and sanitation, healthcare and food security so that people aren't starving. And this is the sort of enabling environment that people need to lift themselves out of poverty. The amazing story we've seen is a story of Africa rising, where economic growth is at staggering rates across Africa and also across Southeast Asia, where while I've been alive in the last 30 years, extreme poverty has already halved from 52% of the world's population in 1981 down to 25% of the world's population today. So amazing progress has already taken place, and this is the story of our generation.
And of course, you can't pay for a ticket. You have to earn a ticket. Just explain how.
So what we do is we enable global citizens to go to our website, which is globalcitizen.org, and they start taking action on issues they care about. So, for example, in response to Stephen Colbert's call to action on girls' education, Global Citizens tweeted the Prime Minister of Norway. They sent her literally tens of thousands of tweets, and her whole Twitter account blew up, and she said, okay, I'm going to respond to that call to action. I'm going to come to the Global Citizen Festival and this weekend make a commitment in support of girls' education. So it's about showing the power of a movement at work. Global Citizen now has over 6 million members, and these members are not a generation of bystanders. They're citizens who say, I want to take action and become a global citizen right now.
And aside from the celebrities, you also have the United Nations and the World Bank on board and various heads of state, as you mentioned. What can we expect in terms of commitments this year?
Well, this year we're focused very much on water and sanitation as one of our big priority areas. So we're hoping that the World Bank President, Dr. Jim Kim, will come up on stage and announce the progress that he's made towards his $15 billion commitment he announced at last year's festival. We're also looking forward to some big announcements around education, particularly for girls. And so we're looking at what the Norwegian government will do there. And fingers crossed, we're going to have some big announcements tonight from the US government. So there's a lot in store.
And just super quickly, last year the surprise guest was Beyonce. Will there be a surprise guest this year?
I can tell you there's going to be a lot of surprise guests this year. It's going to be by far our biggest year yet. And so we want everyone to tune in and be part of it.
We're looking forward to it. Hugh Evans from the Global Citizen Festival, thank you very much and all the best this weekend.
Thank you very much, Lynda.